It is Monday. A memory came to me this morning from my time in Las Vegas. I remember I used to go to karaoke every Wednesday, and it was such a good time, but this isn't about that. This lady had said to me one night, she was like, I don't even know why she just started talking to me. Like, we were sitting at the bar, which, whatever. And she just started speaking to me and saying a bunch of stuff. But the one thing she said that really stood out to me was, God is everywhere. And like, mind you, before she started saying all this, I hadn't said anything like that. But she was just like, God is everywhere. And, she was saying like, he's here with us right now. And she just like really poured into me in that moment. And I was reminded of that this weekend during a client appointment when she was listening to a sermon that really, just brought that memory back to me. It's just a reminder that like, there is nowhere that you can go or anywhere that you can be that God is not there. And it also brought me back to a memory that, maybe some religious folks may question, but whatever, I know what I know. Valentine's Day, I had gone to this club called Dre's, and there was a concert I really wanted to see there. And they used to do like, free before a certain time. I got there late, and so they were trying to charge me $100. I was not paying $100, but I just felt like, that I would get in for free. And so they originally told me no, but I still felt like, no, I'm going to get in for free. So I just waited a little bit, and yeah, the security guard was like, hey, just, don't tell anyone, but, just come on, it's fine. And, I went through and I literally got in right before the concert started. Now, mind you, I did have to wait a little bit, but it was just a tangible moment that reminded me that, like, literally, God is everywhere. God's favor will follow you any and everywhere. Like, there's not a place and not a time and not a moment where, you're not God's child and the benefits of such will not be there. Like, and I know that religion may try to tell us otherwise, and that, some people may feel otherwise, and that's fine. But that was just on my heart again today, and I've seen it. And, I can only really stand by the things that I've experienced with God. Like, when I first started, or more so somewhere in the middle of this journey, sharing my faith and things like that, there was a part of me that felt like I needed to use the language and the boundaries that, other people use based on tradition. And I just can't do that because my experience hasn't been that. Like, yes, I grew up in church and different things like that, but like my relationship with God and my experience of God and all of that has not been bound by tradition or, stringent rules or different things like that, because on so many occasions God has met me in places that maybe, tradition would have said he wasn't there. And so many times God has covered me in times and in moments and in conditions that, maybe tradition would have said God doesn't do that, and so I'm saying a lot more than I actually got on this video to say. The point I really wanted to drive home is that God is everywhere, period. So, when you are trying to figure out some things, when you are wondering or questioning, God is a lot more open and big than tradition and religion sometimes will box him into be. And so, really cultivating your own relationship with him is so important. Really anchoring yourself in the truth that, you're God's child is so important. And really thinking about what that means, because, when you think about a parent-child relationship, a healthy one, there are certain things that no longer even fit in the context of that type of relationship. There's certain ideas that don't fit into that construct. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say today. Like, that's the whole point. God is everywhere. Take and do with that what you will. Reject it if it doesn't fit, what your experience is. That's fine too. But yeah, just wanted to share those couple memories. I hope that you have a lovely Monday and a wonderful week. And I will talk to you soon, God willing. Bye.